Being creative in whatever one does in life is the beginning of success. Meet a woman who has adopted technology, creativity, and innovation to go into mushroom farming, also known as microphonics or microculture. Mrs. Kafilas Adedeji, a first-class graduate in agronomy and a master's degree holder in plant pathology, created a living from mushroom farming. What inspired her to go into mushroom farming?
I'm actually born into a farming family, so like farming runs in the family and the blood. And I was lucky to study agriculture in the school as well. I graduated with a first class. I had my master's degree. My first job, coincidentally, was in a mushroom farm. That farm used to be the largest supplier of mushroom to ShopRite Nigeria in 2013. I was employed in the farm based on the fact that I had learned some part of mushrooms in the agronomy days while in school. So seeing that in my CV that I know about mushrooms, it was a hot cake for my employers to just employ me as the assistant farm manager then. And it happens to be a very big farm, integrated farm, basically focusing on mushrooms and vegetables. So I actually learned the experience there. I work with mushrooms every now and then because we stay in the farm 24/7. We stay, live and breathe with mushrooms, basically. So I would say that was actually what garnered my interest into being interested in growing mushrooms.
The microphonics farmer, who is also a PhD research fellow in mycology, told us how our research interest has assisted her to acquire the basic skills to do mushroom farming. Mrs. Kafilas Adedeji, the managing director of Prudence Organic Farm and a recipient of grants from international agency because of the professional and creative style she has adopted, shared with us the stages and techniques in microphonic farming.
Fruiting basically is making your mushrooms to fruit. So as you can see, this is mushrooms growing out. This is mushroom fruiting bodies. This is exactly what we call mushrooms. Obviously, this is not where it all started. It all started from going around the substrates before it starts fruiting mushrooms. So this is what we consume as mushrooms, and this is what we call the fruits. Just like when you say your tomato fruits, you can see the one that is fruits, different from the one that is a plant. So the whole of this one here is a plant, but here is the fruits, the mushroom fruits. So you can make this thing, this plant, a whole plant. This is what we sell as ready to fruit mushroom bag. It's a plant that you can plant in your house or outdoor. So you can put them outdoor or you fruit them inside. So this is one of our outdoor grow tents to share with you or tell you how you can fruit mushrooms outdoor. You can see all the mushrooms flowing out. So you need a vertical system so that you can have more of it to fruit. So basically this is how we upcycle the waste that we use from this mushroom compost. We call this spent mushroom compost. So what this means is that after the mushroom has completed a full crop within 2 to 4 months, what is left is not useful again because it can't fruit mushrooms again. So rather than discarding them and make them turn to nuisance or pollute the environment, we go ahead to upcycle it and turn it into soil. So how do we do this? We custom make the fabric bag that is essentially for this thing to be kept in the air cool and be able to turn into soil conveniently. So these are just chopped mushrooms that cannot get into the market alongside the bedding material, and we still inoculate with beneficial microorganisms and earthworms to help us to turn this thing into soil so that people that don't even have soil on their space can grow their own food. And these are not with any form of chemicals because we follow the process that occurs naturally in the ecosystem, and we can grow different types of crops. These are cucumbers, for instance. These are amaranths. These are ewedu. You can grow them in bags. You can grow them in an A-frame. Like this particular A-frame now with the bags and everything that we can grow 100 different plants conveniently. So you can grow 100 different plants, and we don't even need soil, all from the spent from our mushroom compost. So basically we fruit mushroom here to just show people that they can actually fruit mushroom indoors. But if you want to fruit indoors, it has some requirements. You have to put in place some machineries. Of course, putting in place those machineries, we make sure that you are growing with precision. That means you are going to get maximum results, unlike just leaving it to the atmospheric condition outside or weather condition. Fruiting mushroom is so much dependent on humidity, temperature, and ventilation. So these 3 parameters, if you are able to come into the laboratory or in a room setting, you can be able to control them independent of what is happening outside. So right here we have the humidifier that ensures, number 1, it monitors what we have here in terms of the humidity and the temperature. Number 2, it gives it the right humidity and temperature if we are not getting what you are supposed to get here. So you can see the readings here is 96% humidity and 27 degrees of temperature, which shows that this place is okay for mushrooms to fruit. So you really need this kind of equipment if you are growing indoors, because while indoor, if you don't put in place some equipment, you will not be able to get the exact thing that the mushroom needs to grow, to fruit to maximum. So the essence of doing this is for you to be able to get maximum yield, like optimum yield from your products. So basically what we are using 2080, using 80%, 20% work to get 80% returns, putting in place the right infrastructure. So we are growing here with precision. So after growing the mushrooms to fruit, we still take the fruit. One thing about mushroom again that is very cool about working with mushrooms is the fact that mushrooms can be used to grow another mushroom, which just make me fall in love and love again with this process. Like there's nothing that is going to waste. So the moment you start growing mushrooms, you can use another mushroom to start another mushroom circle. So this is how we do it. We culture the mushroom. So we just take any cap of the mushroom, make sure it is fresh, and we just take it from where it is fruiting. Now, I must not forget to mention the fact that these are kits for home growers. We design these kits basically for people that don't have land. They don't want to grow for commercial purpose. They just want to have their fresh veggies in their house and use it in the kitchen as of when they need them. So this bucket kit allows them to just place them in their window, on their kitchen window, or in any ventilated place, cool place in their house, and they can food their mushrooms and use them for any delicacy they want to prepare in their kitchen every now and then. So, but what we use this kit for, we pack them here so that we make it available for people that order, then we deliver to them. But what I'm trying to explain to you now is how mushrooms can be used to grow another mushroom. So we can use these mushrooms to be able to culture it. We collect, because mushrooms also have seeds, just like plants. So right here underneath of the mushrooms are gills. These are where the spores, the seeds of the mushroom comes from. So when we place them here in a clean place, we collect the spores, to collect the seeds, then we take it to our microscopic laboratory and use it to culture another mushrooms. Basically, these are materials that we specially make to be able to give us the coolness that we want in this room. Remember, mushroom needs coolness. They are not found locally here.
Eating organically grown food must be embraced by all, even though research has revealed that some mushrooms can be harmful to human health. The creative farmer told us the importance of eating naturally groomed food.
About 1% of the total identified species of mushrooms are poisonous. So as insignificant as 1% might sound, we still need to be very, very watchful. And that is the reason why I also always advocate for people to go for cultivated mushrooms. Go get mushrooms from people that cultivate mushrooms.
Starting a business sometimes can experience some certain challenges. She shared her challenges and how she thinks the relevant authorities can assist.
I've gone through a lot. I had to, it was only 2019 that the venture started making sense for us, since we started trial and error in 2016. So imagine that 3 years wasted over time. Not every youth can have the patience to waste 3 years of their life doing trial and error. But if we had gotten the real information from the onset, it was difficult for me because I don't have any business knowledge. I was only a passionate agriculturist, farmer, growing mushrooms. I know how to grow, just let me be growing. So I did a lot of trial and error, not knowing that the business world is a different ball game.
What are the basics needed to start a mycoponic farming?
If you want to go into mushroom farming today, it start from something. I would say start from getting the technical information, learning. Then that's just where to get started from. I told you I had studied mushrooms. I did a seminar in my school. Even graduated with the first class. What I had to experience in a mushroom farm as the assistant farm manager is a way totally different thing from what I've learned in school. So you want to acquire some technical skills. And when I say learning, I'm not saying just go Google or download mushroom book and start reading, because that would not give you results. You want to go and learn from a practical mushroom farmer. So that's the first place to get started. Go for a practical training, hands-on training on a mushroom farm. Then that is where you get all your feasibility, all the materials you need to get started and all of that. But knowing at the back of your mind that mushrooms do not require that you have hectare or plots or acres of land.
How profitable is mushroom farming?
Mushroom business is a good one. We started officially 2019, launching as a business, and we've always been pitching about what we do as being an urban farm in the heart of Lagos, and we do mushrooms. So because we pitch more of mushrooms, I would say we got a grant in last year. It makes more sense to grow mushrooms on a small scale in indoor and make turnover a lot. So it's because of mushrooms we got the grant, and it's because of mushrooms we are able to launch some products into the markets, and our products have been gaining acceptance over time, and we are still moving. So it's been paying my bills. That's just the thing.
For several youth who think looking for a juicy job is the only way to sustain in life, they need to rethink and take a clue from Mrs. Kafilas Adedeji.
Your future, your everything belongs to you. So you are the one that will make things happen for yourself. So start by getting the right knowledge. Start by getting the right information. Start a learn. Even if it means to go and say, I want to come and volunteer. Voluntary, I do a lot of that without even expecting any pay, just for you to learn hands-on. the kind of information you need to start up something for yourself and scale up through. So you have to start from somewhere, start small, but start with getting the right information.